Hey guys, Maka here. This is Private Estate, Perfectionist, and No Kills walkthrough in Splinter Cell Blacklist. I have a few upgrades equipped, nothing spectacular, just a few suit upgrades, and maybe even some sonar goggle upgrades, which I do not use, I just have them available to me. And as always, I have the radar upgrades equipped from the ship, which I upgraded. Literally from the beginning of the mission, you'll want to rappel down and just sit by this door. There will be an enemy that walks very, very close to you, but he won't see you. You can just sit here pretty safely, and he'll walk past you, and he won't see you. Inside the garage, you do have two enemies talking near the car, and you should see which way they're facing using your radar. Once they both start facing away and walking away, you're free to go through that door. You see it did take me a while here, almost a 30-second wait. But once that enemy starts walking away, you're going to want to make your way through the garage and then out the other side. Now, if you do die, you will have a weird save point, and you'll actually be respawned somewhere else, so keep that in mind. Make sure you equip your sticky noisemaker, and I do have, I believe, what is a stun gun equipped, which I don't think I used during the level. Now, I wanted to see how the sonar goggles worked on Perfectionist, which is why I turned them on, but as you can see, they're pretty much useless, especially when you're moving. They become almost unusable unless you get all of the upgrades. So I switched back to night vision and then switched back and forth. Now, the main thing that's going to get you every time in this area of the map is a dog, which can sniff you out and find your movement pretty easily, which is why you want the sticky noisemaker equipped just in case you do get noticed by him. So right now, I noticed that the dog was barking. I heard him on my game. So I just threw the sticky noisemaker away from me. It caught the dog's attention and it turned away. As soon as it turned away, just make your way outside the map, just around. And there's only really one enemy to worry about in this area ever, and he's obviously turned away right there. You can see his flashlight kind of moving about. But once he's not looking, which is usually, you can just make a break for this car and then walk around the outside of the map. And once you get to that gate in front of me, there's a pipe. You'll climb the pipe around the fence, and you'll make your first proper checkpoint that actually matters and is useful to you. So just drop down through the doors, and we're on to a slightly more difficult part of the map. For whatever reason, the game only lets you drop down in that one area, so make sure you do that. Through these doors, access the security system, and trigger the save point. So accessing the security system will trigger a checkpoint, which I've obviously skipped because I don't want to waste your time. This is only a walkthrough, not a playthrough, nor a let's play. After the short cinematic, climb through the window, and you will trigger another save point. So if you do fail, you're free to just revert to last save, and you'll be right here. Now, once you just make your way around this area that one enemy won't see you, climb this pipe. And once you're at the top, just make sure to shimmy over the ledge to the right-hand side using the balcony. And your character, for whatever reason, will get stuck on an edge, but that's not a big problem. Now, these enemies here coming up are a little different every time. And the reason I'm laughing is because I actually had a lot of trouble with this section of the map, because the enemy movement was pretty random and they kind of move differently every time. I think I do knock out one person. That's the only way I found to be able to do this part. Bam, knock out that guy. When the bridge is clear, make sure the guy up to the right of the bridge is not looking and there's no one across the bridge, and you can make a break for it. At the end of the bridge, turn to the left. And even though you're Sam Fisher and you're this super crazy secret operative that gets paid millions of dollars, for some reason you cannot swim in the shallow end of the pool of this estate, which sucks. You have to actually use the bridge to cross. Maybe you can shimmy across the house or whatever. This section, it's a little iffy because there is a dog which will find you. So once that enemy is not looking, make your way down and make your way down again. And there is sometimes an enemy inside this area. This time there's no enemy, but there is a dog, and the dog starts sniffing me out. So I threw the sticky noisemaker away from the door, and once the dog turns around and gets alerted to it, I literally just make a break for that door. Literally straight line. You can even use the sprint button, which is actually A. I didn't know there was a sprint button for a while, actually. And once you reach this area, you'll have this little tri-rotor section. This section's really easy. and it's triggered automatically once you reach that section. So you're just going to want to fly your tri-router through this small area of the map. You can't really get lost, and if you get lost, just restart the checkpoint. I don't know what else to tell you. Once you reach this section, make sure you ascend. Then just go forward again, and you'll reach this part soon enough where there are 2 enemies. Now, the 2 enemies are easily alerted, but there's a very easy way to make it around them without alerting them. And that is to make sure to just stay low and then behind cover while you're crossing their path. And I'll show you exactly what I mean right now.
Okay, Sam, you're coming up on the
There's this enemy. I marked him just for safety. I like to mark enemies sometimes just to have that arrow above their head if for whatever reason I have trouble. Stay low, behind him, go through the door, kind of follow him through. And once you make it through the door, keep to the left-hand side, go to the bookshelf, ascend as high as you can, fly over the bookshelf, and into the door marked with the checkpoint icon. Once you're inside, press Y to detonate, and you'll be back at Sam Fisher. Now, at this section, I believe every guard in the entire facility is alerted to your position, so everyone will be on edge. You'll just want to make your way through this facility exactly as I do, and you should make it no problem. I think I might take a little bit of a stupid path and kind of waste a little bit of time. I'll see exactly what happens during this playthrough. So there is a capture target right there, which I do not capture, unfortunately. I don't know if it's the same for every person, but for me it's not. Just go up this pipe, then to the right, down the pipe, and through the door. Once you make it through the door, you'll trigger another checkpoint, and you'll probably start one of the harder sections of this map, at least in my opinion. Now, I suggest you do the entire part of this map using your night vision goggles. As soon as you enter in, go to the left, climb up, and then shimmy to the left-hand side. Once these 2 enemies are not looking at your position, you're more worried about the one that's really close to you. Once he turns away, you're going to want to climb onto the 2nd floor, make your way to the very middle of the 2nd floor, and then climb up again. Now, don't get disoriented. It's very important you stick along with me in this guide here, because there's no actual indication of where your checkpoint is. The whole point of this section is to find the room you're looking for, and you kind of have to scout the whole house out yourself. So make sure you go exactly where I'm going, just to save you a lot of time. Now, there is one enemy in this section coming up. I did take him out because I think I took him out because I was a little scared he might find me. But if you just kind of chill out in the room here or use the sticky noise maker or some kind of gas, you could probably make it without taking him out. You'll see exactly what I mean here. So he gets a little curious and he takes his sweet time coming through this door. I'm having trouble honestly remembering if he made it through or not, or if I took him out. But I guess we'll see here as we're watching. Okay, so I actually left him there and he made it through without noticing me onto the bathroom. And inside the bathroom, just plant the breach charge on the ground. Once you plant the breach charge on the ground, you'll start this section of the game. Now, this section, you have to be quite aggressive. You actually have to take out all of the spies that come to steal this guy away from you. And the only way to do that, you have to do it obviously non-lethally. So make sure you have your stun gun equipped and just shoot these 2 first guys that come in the door while hanging from this ledge right here. This will trigger the ally to move along, and then 3 will come underneath you. If you have a shock charge, it's a good idea to use it right here. You can actually get all 3 of those enemies in once. I did not have any shock charges, so I took my time. They spread out. I aerial knocked out this one, hand-to-hand combat this one, and then use your stun gun on the last one. That's the 3 enemies below you. And then there might be one enemy stranded kind of by himself in the corner of the house. Now, take him out using the stun gun or whatever means you want. Be careful if you go face-to-face with him, as you might have some trouble. Now that I've taken out all, I believe, 6 total enemies with the red goggles, you will be able to progress through to the next section with your ally. For about a minute here, we're just going to be walking at a slow pace with no enemies and nothing really going on at all. This is more of a story builder and a dialogue section than anything. And once we get to this little section, we'll have a small checkpoint. And this is the last part of this mission, and it's quite an easy part, to be completely honest. So what will happen is you'll kind of put the ally or enemy or whatever you want to call him, his name is NOURI, you'll put him under your arm and you have to escort him to the boat at the dock at the end of the level. So what you want to do is make sure you know that you can sprint with him using the A button, and I believe you can swap shoulders by clicking in the left stick. So make sure you run through this section, stick to the left hand side behind the rock, and once we're behind this rock, there's going to be an enemy with red goggles walking across in front of us. Once he walks across, you can kind of poke out a little bit further. So right now he is on the right side of my screen. Now there is another guy, and so as you saw, once he's not looking, just keep going. Now this section you have a little bit more possibility to get caught. So you see that enemy right there in front of me. Make sure you wait till he passes. Once he passes, you can kind of poke out a little more, but don't run just yet. There's a second enemy, and that second enemy is going to go from the left to the right of your screen, and he's going to crouch to look at something at the ground. Now, as soon as he crouches, you can start walking away, and all you have to do from here on out is walk to the very end of the level where there is a boat, and that will trigger the end of the level as well as your stats, and you'll unlock the achievement and everything. So I'm just going to sign off. There's nothing much to teach you here anymore. Thanks for watching. As always, comment, like, and subscribe. I'm glad to have brought you a Perfectionist no kills walkthrough on Splinter Cell. This mission is the private estate, and I'll see you guys next time.
Peace!